Alright, I made a video yesterday. It's Thursday. Let me check the date. It's the 8th. Alright, I gotta preface this video that I made because I didn't mean for it to turn into an hour. But then I found out more details. It's about this scam called pig butchering, and I ran into it. After a week now, I basically figured it out. Just ended up blocking the person this morning, and then I get text through them. Then they text me. Well, I want to see what happened, but I haven't told the story. But let me tell you what pig butchering is. It's a scam, a relationship-based scam. So I met this person on a dating app. Back and forth, quick, moved to texting. And then from there, it's easier for me to use WhatsApp because I can use my computer and I work on my computer and I'm not really on, whatever excuse. But it makes sense. So then I go to there, which is encrypted and it's unsafe basically, and that can't be tracked. So they get you off that platform or texting to WhatsApp. Plus, everything is saved in there, and I'm sure they can just search and reference back to it when the new person punches in and takes over the chat. So that's what it started with, the dating app. Okay, and then I read online last night that these can be trafficked women too. So I don't know what I'm getting myself into here, especially post in public, but rapid friendliness. So scammers chat daily and respond quickly, share light personal details, jobs, hobbies, food. They asked me all that too. And you're building this rapport with this person, so you want to answer, right? They're telling you stuff. You're building a foundation. They're totally on board with your dream, everything. And I didn't even see it. They just kind of guide you into it by the questions and how they respond, and super supportive and everything. The perfect thing. If it wasn't a real person or whatever, who knows what it is? But you could just basically do that all day, if you wanted to. So, using compliments and warmth, they don't ask for money. The goal: create comfort and emotional availability. So they're seeing when I'm available. They ask that stuff, where you work, vice versa, right? So they know. And then all the free time I do have, they want to take it up with the chat. And the only reason I blocked this person, because I really wanted to mess with them after wasting my time, is because I'm shifting my energy there, basically. Even if I do continue the messaging, which I just blocked today, I would still be shifting my energy there. And the way that they send all these messages, you have to. I get off track. So, next one. Number 3, fabricated identity and success story. Week 1 to 2. They present an attractive but believable life. A business owner, an investor, an engineer, fashion buyer. Often claim financial independence, living abroad. Send stolen folders or lifestyle images. This is what they did. They sent me a bunch of pictures and yeah. I want to be brief because I just want to tell you about this before I get in, because there's things I didn't know when I made the video last night. I didn't know there's like trafficked women and just how deep this is. There was a video I watched of a news broadcast, and like lawyers, doctors, all these people get trapped in it. It doesn't matter how smart you are, it's just the way that they psychology work you. And so the next one, emotional bonding and trust building. And I had that. And I'm smart and I know what's going on. I know everything to watch for. And I had red flags, but emotional bonding and trust building. Conversations become personal. Families, dreams, struggles, relationships. They show empathy and emotional support. May express interest. I feel close to you. I trust you more than anyone. Their goal to create emotional dependence and exclusivity. And that's what they did. Because after a few days and everything feels so good, she's like, I took myself off the dating app. I don't want to say which one because I could get in trouble, honestly, from what I read, by posting the details, which is insane. But I have all the I screenshot everything from the dating app. Anyway, just a reference. And then I have all the chat logs from the WhatsApp and the pictures and all that. So I have all that stuff. I'm just not going to post it online or they can come after me for whatever. And who knows? Okay, that's off track again. But then an introduction of an opportunity. It says week 3 to 5, but this happened within a week. Casually mentions success with crypto trading and online investments. Claims a mentor or insider knowledge. No pressure yet, just spark curiosity without triggering fear. Exactly what happened. And I said in my video last night, if I go through and read the playbook, I bet you it's exactly what happened. And I'm just looking at this now and reading it live. So I don't know, but it is. Proof of small wins. Week 4 to 6, but this happened the day before yesterday. Shows us screenshots of the profits, encourages a small investment. Build confidence, So they did that. And an escalation in emotional pressure coming up. Invest in larger investments. This is a rare window. I want us to succeed together. They use your emotion as leverage. Love, future plans, guilt, or FOMO, fear of missing out. So I've already blocked, so I didn't get to that part. But then next, the slaughter, you guys. The funds disappear. Time frame, suddenly. Victim tries to withdraw the funds. Platform demands fees, taxes, verification. Then, after the payment, they disappear. Your account's locked, victim blocked everywhere. They just take all your money and disappear, and you have no idea what happened because you just built this relationship for days, weeks, months, or years. They say this goes on for years. These are professional scam artists that work in groups. I don't even think it's in this country. But like I said about clocking out, there's probably someone working on with me all day, and then someone else comes in at night because I noticed like a shift in the texting last night. It was a little different. I'm just guessing. I don't know. So this is after that, there's more, the aftermath. Victim may be contacted by fake recovery agents, fake law enforcement to get more money. These little bastards. So this is what happens. Red flags. Key emotional manipulation tactics. Constant attention, which is true. Anytime I send a message, they're very quick responding back. And if you do a voice memo thing on there and send a voice, I did that a few times because they initiated it. I never knew what that was. But I did one day randomly. And then she messaged me back through a voice chat like very shortly after. So constant attention, love bombing, future faking, false vulnerability. Like, oh, they're telling me all their stuff too. I can trust this person. Shared future fantasies, which she was doing too, and then financial escalation. So that came into play too, the future stuff, because you build this bond, and then she's like, because you say what you want to do and what your ambitions are, and they ask, and when you're trying to build a foundation, I suppose you would say that, but where would you go if you could go anywhere? And like, tell me your stories. Like, I'm really interested because they tell you all theirs. So you want them to open up. Pictures of them with their family and friends and all this. So they want you to be reciprocal, and you would if you're like building, right? I mean, I've never really done this, so I don't know if this is common, but yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pause it because there's more. All right, this is an article for 6 days ago. The reality of pig butchering. So the fattening, they call it, because they fatten you up like a pig every day, and then they slaughter you, they steal all your money. They're fattening you up with trust by all the communication. And I have this all, you guys, and I had red flags right away, but I still didn't know, and because it's so believable, and you'll see in the video, I made like an hour-long video, just off the top of my head of what happened. But I'd like to go through maybe later and go through the text and explain it that way. But yeah, fattening you up with trust. it says, in the investment scam, criminals are willing to spend weeks, months, and I saw years before, building trust with victims, fattening them with fake profits and emotional connections before extracting every dollar possible. Unlike quick hit frauds, the scammers play the long game, cultivating relationships and making their victims believe they found financial opportunity, romance, or both. I hit it off, you guys. I hit a home run with this amazing person, and she's an investor too. Wow. Cryptocurrency fraud. Yeah. So victims on both sides. Perhaps the most disturbing aspect of these crimes is that pig butchering operations are often linked to organized crime and overseas human trafficking networks. Many scammers are themselves trafficking victims, forced to execute these schemes abroad. So when I did a video chat with this person, was it even a real person, or was it some trafficked person? So now I know 100% that this is what it is. I made a video yesterday as I was saying everything out loud and doing the research in real time. I like, this is totally what it is. Well, now I made an hour-long video last night, but I want to preference it because I didn't get all these details in that are kind of important. And this is right off a dating app. They have the local, like, it wasn't local, it was a little ways away. But pictures and everything, all that stuff, everything looks good. And if I can bring awareness to this, because I'm not really worried. The money thing is one thing, but everything leading up to that, where they trauma bond you, and I kind of feel it a little bit too. Even though I blocked, I have that connection now, this cord or whatever, with some scam artist that I got to deal with now, because for the last week they've been my rock and support, basically. I mean, I wasn't putting everything into it, but still, you're telling your life and you think you're building a foundation, because that's what they're saying too. And that's exactly what I want. They're mirroring everything I want. And by asking their scripted questions or whatever. These guys are professional con artists. So, and I'm a professional detective, It took me a week to figure it out. But still, I still have that connection now. And as soon as I block, I get text messages, which I haven't blocked because I want to kind of see what happens. But they have my name, they have my where I work, they know what kind of car I drive, they know a lot of stuff because I shared that. Like when they share their stuff. So now I got to deal with that. And who knows what can happen? I don't know how big this is or what kind of operation or what. So it's good probably to put a video out there exposing it. But is that right? Like publicly? They know my name, so now I'm going to publicly post this. But YOLO, right? I mean, the way that they go after elderly people, I'm sure, lonely people, or people looking to date that are trying to build a relationship. They target these people like that. And weeks, days, months, years to get the money and then slaughter you and take off. And not only do you have to deal with the stolen money that you'll never get back, by the way, then you have to deal with that awesome person that you just built this connection with for who knows how long. In a week, I already have a connection that I have to deal with now. And imagine weeks, months, years, and not knowing any of this knowledge, and then they just disappear. You wouldn't even know what to do. You'd probably blame. What did I say? Who knows? So, bringing attention to this, and here I'm just scrolling down. Emotional manipulation and scams. The science of getting scammed. Okay, let's be real on why pig butchering works and why emotional manipulation and scams is so devastating. If you think only the naive or tech literate fall for these schemes, think again. I've seen stories from finance professionals, engineers, even cybersecurity experts who got swept up in the emotional whirlwind of a scam. The truth is, social engineering fraud doesn't discriminate. It's not about intelligence, it's about how scammers expertly play on our emotions. So, oh my god, I got the chills right now because I have such a disdain for this shit. Yes, I swore. So, the scammer seems charming, attentive, and genuinely interested. Over days and weeks, they love bomb you, showering you with compliments, sharing personal stories, and making you feel like you're the only one who truly understands. It's intoxicating. You start to trust them, and soon they're introducing you to what sounds like an exclusive investment opportunity. You're so smart, they say, and you only have one chance. That already led up to that in my story. They did this investment opportunity. Send me receipts and pictures and whatever. Um, the soft science of getting scammed. The scammer's real weapon isn't technical wizardry, it's emotional manipulation. They create a sense of urgency. This offer won't last, or I don't share this with just anyone, which she was getting to, basically, because we're building this trust and this bond and this foundation, and they're pulling at your heartstrings with their stories, and, you know, so they gain your trust, you feel seen, you feel special, and your skepticism, it melts away little by little. And I'm reading this verbatim in some article. This is from 6 days ago. So I'm learning as I go, and I've already watched videos about this, and they steal billions of dollars from people yearly. All right, here we go. So research shows that social engineering and emotional manipulation are key tactics behind these online dating scams and crypto frauds. According to recent data, over 60 Americans lost 2.8 billion. 60 people? With seniors facing the higher risk. But victims aren't just older adults. They span all ages and backgrounds because anyone can be vulnerable when the right emotional buttons are pushed. So, that just pisses me off because the damage that's done from doing that, like building all that up and then stealing all your money too, and then you just imagine all the bad effects from that. Like, I can't imagine you're stealing your money. Like, what would you do? And then you have to explain to people how you got scammed, and then people think you're stupid or something. No, these are professionals. These are professional rings of con artists stealing billions. And is it even, I don't know how open to be about this stuff because, like, use your brain. I'm not going to say it out loud. What's even more heartfelt is what happens after the scam. Victims often blame themselves. I hear people say, how could I be so stupid, or I should have known better. But Nick from Behind the Scam puts it, scammers prey on emotions, not ignorance. Exactly. That's basically what I just said. The shame spiral is exactly what keeps many victims silent. They're embarrassed, humiliated, and afraid of being judged. But the reality is these scams are designed to bypass logic and exploit our needs for communication, validation, and hope. It's psychological trickery, not a lack of intelligence. In my video I made last night, which I'll post later after this, that's what I'm saying, it's psychological. And they use every tool in the emotional manipulation toolkit. Trust, urgency, flattery, and the illusion of exclusivity. You gotta delete the app, because we have a good connection. So I did, because I thought I did, right? And I'm not looking. This person just came into my life, January 1st, bing! So they make you feel like you're part of a secret inner circle until the money's gone, and so are they. And because the manipulation feels so personal, victims often retreat inward, too ashamed to seek help or report what's happened. And silence only helps a scammer keep going. Guess probably what happens when you steal all their money and F with their brain like that. I want to guess what happens. And breaking the silence is critical. Discussing scams openly, sharing stories, and seeking victim support can help shame and prevent further losses. If you are someone who's been targeted, remember you're not alone and you're not to blame. So, Doesn't matter how smart you are. Doesn't even matter what you know. Like, I feel like I'm an expert kind of in this stuff. And I saw the red flags, but I still went along with it because maybe it's not. Maybe it's in my head. And that's the emotional manipulation. Because your brain is saying that doesn't make sense, but then all the words on the screen, everything they're saying to you, and the pictures that they're sending, and it's all believable. They also hire models apparently, so a lot of these pictures can be real pictures with models. So grooming the victim, the fattening stage. Criminal scammers, often part of a well-funded, digital-savvy, transnational organized crime groups, establish contact with their targets through dating apps, media platforms, and texting. They build trust, rapport with their victims over a long period of time, fattening them up both emotional and financially. Once scammers have gained a victim's trust through emotional manipulation and constant communication, which if I message them right now, they'd message me right back. Mirroring what I say. If I do this much, they will too. If I send, it's everything. You feel like, oh, this is awesome. We have this awesome connection, right? Um, Once scammers gain the victim trust through emotional manipulation and constant communication, they strategically pivot to introducing what appears to be a lucrative investment opportunity. This step is crucial in transitioning from grooming to financial exploitation. That's where I stopped it, because you'll see my video, it came to cryptocurrency then and all that. So they have credibility, fake screenshots and dashboards, testimonials, professionalism, um, psychological pressure. So this is draining the victim. Okay, I don't need to get into all this. I want to make this short and just tell you a preference of what happened to me. I'm gonna pause this here. So then, this morning when I woke up, I had like 5 messages, and like one of them was like her doing a yoga thing with like a little tank top, and she's like, my aunt took a picture of me today, and yeah, right. But what the norm? Oh my God! Look at that picture. It looks awesome. Well, she's hot, right? So I already had 4 messages, and one is future faking. Like, imagine you and I in cooking, because they know you want that because you told it to them. So I have to wake up and deal with all these messages mentally, and there goes all my energy there, and then a response. So it's hard to get away from it. Yeah, maybe that's just where I'll keep it, and I'll try to find more stuff. But the organized crime, the models that they hire, and who knows? Who knows where this could go? And they know a significant amount about me. They could find out where I live easily. They know where I work. They know my name. And I never even would think that would be a big deal. But it could be now, especially doing this. But people that screwed over people like that, I want to expose this stuff. And everybody should know. Because if I didn't know what I know, and those red flags, like who knows where this could go? And you wouldn't want to tell people because it is embarrassing. Well, I'm not embarrassed because I know better, and I still got sucked into it. But I did have my boundaries, and if I didn't know what boundaries are, maybe who knows what would have happened. But eventually, they would lure you in, take all your stuff, and then disappear. So yeah, I'm just saying, they do this weeks, days, months. I don't know if I already mentioned that, but the long game. How much time are these people investing in messaging you all day for weeks, days, months to get that rapport to steal your money? Like, so this is something that I'm passionate about. Like, this might be the next thing that I dive into. Like, I kind of wanted to mess with that person since they wasted my time and stuff. But then I realized then I'm shifting my energy there anyway, and I'm done with that. They already got enough energy. I believe it was a test to take me off my path, and knowing all the things that I've know and cycles and all that, would I get sucked back into past thinking or whatever after being messed with in the mind? Okay, I'm gonna keep it there, or I'll keep talking. So I'll put that video up later.